the tip to field.
It is Sunday, March 30th, and the Yankees were taking on the Brewers in Game 3 of a 3-game set, and they were going for the sweep. Marcus Stroman on the mound, and Yankees bats trying to stay hot after a historic day. My recap, your reactions, coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Victory Hat's getting kind of a workout early on this year, and Wire to Wire is still on the menu for the New York Yankees. I tell you what, it is good to have the Bronx Bombers back. I'm getting 2019 juiced ball vibes this year, the way the ball is coming off the bat. It's nice to not have to call for, the hitting coach, Marcus Timms, to be fired every night like we did for about a year and a half there. I think if the Yankees keep averaging 12 runs a game, James Rowson's going to be just fine in his gig. But another day, another home run for the captain. Chilly day, didn't matter. It took until Game 3 of the series, though, for Pat and Murphy to, say, let's stop pitching to this guy. He had 3 walks today. He was 1 for 1. Aaron Judge hitting .545 with a 2.461 OPS so far this season. Last I checked, that's pretty good.
More of that, please.
Harris Grubb says, juiced bats. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the torpedo bats. But no slow start this year for Mr. Aaron Judge. First Yankee to ever have 4 home runs in the first 3 games of the season. Yankee bats remain very exciting early on this year. You're going to want to tune into Foul Territory tomorrow because I guarantee you we'll be talking about it, and we're going to make some other announcements here that involve me. So, 9 home runs yesterday. Ben Rice went deep today, second deck shot. Jazz Chisholm with 2 more home runs. He is on fire. Another dominating victory for the Yankees. And just like that, we are 3-0. And not only is that a sweep, but that's officially a winning streak.
We're going streaky! Yeah!
Rudy Baseball says, man, the torpedoes. Man, the torpedoes. I like it. All right, let's get to the recap because this one was fun.
Let's get it going.
Let's start off with defense. How about that? Phenomenal catch by Cody Bellinger in the first inning. Such an athlete. Just a fantastic athlete. He was playing shallow. Ball was hit way over his head. He had to race backwards, Willie Mays style. It wasn't quite as impressive as Willie Mays' catch, but very, very nice catch to reel it in. Brewers actually got on the board first today. They got to Stroman. We'll talk more about Stroman when we get to the pitching spotlight portion of the show, but he was getting ahead early, just couldn't put guys away. Kind of a so-so outing. Didn't quite get 5 innings in. Another good at-bat for Paul Goldschmidt out of the leadoff spot. He had a great day. He was 3 for 5 with a couple of runs scored and an RBI, hitting .417 with a 1250 OPS so far. And then, of course, the Aaron Judge revenge tour continues. 2-run home run, 113-mile-an-hour exit velocity, 410 feet. He doesn't hit a lot of cheap ones. 4th home run in 2 1/4 games at that point, which put his pace at the moment up to 288. I think it's down to 216. But if anybody can do it, it's AJ. I'm really starting to see 74 home runs as a path. Like, if he keeps swinging like this, the only thing that's going to stop it is if teams stop pitching to him. But like Joe Girardi said today, it's very difficult to walk a guy when you got somebody on first base. And the Yankees leadoff squadron so far has done really well. Wells and Goldschmidt. So, he has absolutely opened the year on fire. No slow start. Ben Rice won the DH job by just smoking the baseball in spring training, and that has continued. He had another multi-hit game. He was 2 for 4 with a couple of ribbies, hit a second deck home run. Second time this year that he's hit one 103.7 off the bat. The first time, it hit the right field wall. The second time, it landed in the second deck. And that right there is the difference in launch angle. Higher launch angle with the same exit velocity is the difference between an impressive single and a monster home run. But I really think he might be the best Yankees player ever to wear number 22. His swing, though, has gotten so compact. Last year, you might remember it was a little bit loopy. This year, it looks like he might be having his hands just a little bit closer to his body. And he really does seem like he's in just pull launch mode. It feels a little bit like early Don Mattingly in how compact and quick that swing is and the angle of his swing. He's not the hitter that Mattingly was in his heyday, obviously, drove in 145 runs one year, but that same style, that, leaning back, leaning in, and then just trying to just launch everything. And it's working for him so far. He's hitting the ball well. Even the one that he hit with some topspin was a base hit. Gotta love what we're seeing from Ben Rice so far. Fantastic play by Anthony Volpe in the 5th inning. Hard one-hop line drive. Took a wicked hop. You could tell that it had some English on it. He snagged it reflexively. That was an athletic movement there. And then he made an adrenaline-filled throw to first base. Just a hose right at the guy's chest, right at Goldschmidt's chest to pick up the out.
Defense.
I saw a great tweet from Emily Nyman, who's been on the show a few times, and she said, why would the torpedo bats allow Anthony Volpe to make that play? When is MLB going to step in? M's the best. Very next play, there was an easy fly ball to Dominguez, and he almost dropped it. They showed it on the replay. He was laughing afterwards. It was a snow cone. Took his eye off the ball. Number one thing in baseball they teach you, first thing they teach you, keep your eye on the ball. And then the next at bat, there was like a one-hopper that gave him some trouble. Look, I think he's going to be an excellent offensive player, but I'm going to leave it there. Jazz Chisholm hit a couple of home runs today. He continues to absolutely torch the baseball. He also ripped a single, drove in 5 runs. Talk more about him later and his usage of the torpedo bat, but a tremendous day for Jazz Chisholm. And look, I would if I were the Yankees, I would reach out to Jazz Chisholm today with the off day tomorrow. While it's fresh on his mind, the short porch and the great start he's off to and how comfortable he feels, now's the time for an extension. While you're thinking about that short right field porch, I don't want to leave that. Get him signed. Get that man signed to an extension. Pay that man his money. Tim Hill and Mark Leiter both looked phenomenal out of the bullpen today. Paul Goldschmidt, as I mentioned, really good day, 3 for 5. I thought Oswaldo Cabrera had some terrific at-bats today. He had a multi-hit game, and he continues to look better and better and better. And I agree with a lot of you that one of the Oswalds should play every day, whether it's Oswaldo Cabrera or Oswald Peraza. I don't want to see Reyes out there with one of those guys sitting on the bench. Cabrera has a better bat, Peraza has the better glove, but Pablo Reyes does nothing better than either one of them from what I've seen. He would be my emergency defense guy. Anyway, Yankees hang on to win another nail-biter, second day in a row that the Brewers had to go to Bowers to pitch a position player. But, hey, we'll take it. Yanks win.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
Yankees have tied a Major League record for most team home runs in the first 3 games of the season. As I mentioned, they're averaging 12 runs per game. Just a beautiful start that not a lot of people could have anticipated back in December. And the Brewers are a good team. They're a really talented baseball team. They've got a good manager. Just happened that the manager took too long to figure out you can't pitch to Aaron Judge. Or apparently, Jazz Chisholm, your belt winner. He seems so comfortable. Jazz Chisholm's year 2, her first full year with the Yankees, just seems much more comfortable. And Aaron Boone is saying, let Jazz be Jazz. He's a free spirit. I love that he's full of energy and always smiling. Reminds me of myself. But he's a talented ball player, and he's going to love that short porch. And again, he's using the torpedo bat. We'll talk more about them, but it's customized for him and the way that he makes contact. And it's clearly working so far for both him and for Anthony Volpe. Nice job. First belt win of the year for Jazz Chisholm. Dwight with the great idea says, over 908 in the chat. Go ahead and hit that like. Also, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. THG Wicked 50 Cal says Jazz is doing well for him in fantasy. Agreed with the decision. And Franklin Lopez with the super chat says, didn't agree on removing Dominguez from the game. He could have had an extra turn at bat. They're trying to, I think, keep his head clear for defense. They talked about it on the broadcast. Get him out of there before he has any issues. He definitely had a little bit of shaky times out there today. Let's talk about Marcus Stroman. As I mentioned, got off to a bit of a tough start. Brewers scored on him early. He was getting 2 strikes, but then he was going for the strikeout and kind of nibbling. Once he got into the rhythm of attacking and just letting that sinker do what it's going to do, then he started to get the ground balls that we're used to. And on a day like this where it's chilly, that's what you want. You want a sinker baller to throw that bowling ball and just, if you've ever hit in cold weather, especially with wood against a good a good sinker, it gives you what we call bees. You make rough contact and it stings your hands. And I enjoy watching sinker ballers just, induce ground balls and induce, tough swings. But, he did serve up a 2-run home run to the pitcher, Bowers. The porch giveth and the porch taketh away. It was a short one, but he made it through 4 2/3 innings, just like Max Fried, so he does not get the win. 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. I'd say it was an okay performance. Nothing special, but that's a pretty solid lineup, and he held his own and exited the game with a lead. All you can ask for. All right, let's move on to your series takeaways. So we got introduced to the torpedo bats, and baby, they're working. 2 home runs for Jazz with the torpedo bat today. A couple of home runs from Volpe with the torpedo bat. It's all the talk around social media, and the Yankees are cheating. Blah, blah, blah. MLB came right out and said that this is completely legal. It's something that they have customized for the individual hitters. And the Yankees aren't making the bats, as they mentioned in the broadcast. They're just designing the bats and working with the manufacturer to get the bats produced. And if it's working, I'm sure other teams are going to do it. But I saw an interesting question on the chat yesterday where someone asked if the guy who designed it, their MIT scientist, we're going to call him Dr. Lenny, if he got a patent for that. Because if he did, then other teams won't be able to use it. But I find it hard to believe you'll be able to patent something in a sport that, prevents other teams from using the same equipment as you. But anyways, Judge not using the bat. I thought yesterday from some of the pictures that I saw that he might be, but it was just the angle. He's just good. He is just good. And he eats his can of spinach every day. I told you guys, revenge tour for Aaron Judge this year. 74 home runs is on the table. We got to talk about the sloppy defense because yesterday was not great. Today, no errors, but 5 errors yesterday. Hard to overlook in a series recap. Hopefully it gets better. Second year in a row that the Yankees have swept the opening series. Last year it was the Astros. This year it is the Brewers. Carlos Rodon had a dominating performance on opening day. He looked like vintage Rodon with the beard, much more confident, pitching much differently, throwing a lot more sinkers, a lot more changeups. He's going to make his second start of the year against the Diamondbacks. Austin Wells and Anthony Volpe's power surge from spring continues. Wells in particular is having great swings. He looks like an emerging superstar, and Volpe's off to a good start again. So far, Cody Bellinger and Paul Goldschmidt look very comfortable. Now, I know Bellinger didn't have any hits today. He was 0 for 3, but he did have an RBI. He's hitting 400 so far. Goldschmidt looks like Goldschmidt. He looks like the guy who won the MVP. He's smoking the baseball. He looks healthy. And he's looking much more like the guy in the second half last year who had a 799 OPS than the guy in the first half who got to such a slow start and struggled to catch up. Those swing adjustments that he made are now fully ingrained, and he's doing a great job. And that was a great pickup that I was skeptical of. When I got the news, I was watching that Mufasa Lion King movie with my wife in the movie theater. I came out and I talked about it in front of the theater. We did a quick reaction video. And I was kind of iffy on it, but the more I've looked into it, I became more comfortable with it, and so far the early results are tremendous. Ben Rice looks like he is for real. He is scorching the baseball. And Jason Dominguez, I think he's had some very patient at-bats. He looks great on the bases. He runs the bases well. And I think he's a guy who's going to have a lot of value even if he doesn't hit home runs. Like he's looking like he could be a complete offensive player. Defense is still going to be an issue. He still scares me every time there's a fly ball out there. Got a couple of more super chats here. David LFC says, our power has been scary this series. It has been scary all season long, all 3 games. They have been destroying the baseball. Ian1216 says, damn the torpedoes. Full speed ahead. But seriously, can't wait for when these people who are crying about the bats do the same thing when their teams start using them. And Aaron Rich says, trade for Sandy Alcantara. Fried, Alcantara, Rodon, Nasty 3 in the top of the rotation. I will say this. I have executed that trade in my MLB The Show franchise. I had to deal Spencer Jones, Oswaldo Cabrera. No, it was Spencer Jones, Oswald Peraza, and Will Warren, but we got it done. All right, let's move on to the series preview here. We got the D-backs coming into town. Corbin Burns will be making his D-backs debut. And it's weird that he's not starting on opening day with the D-backs. He's starting game number 5. Apparently, he's very religious about his routine and the way he prepares, and they didn't realize that until about halfway through spring training, so the manager, Torey Lovello, took blame for that. But it works out for him well that he's starting against a team that he's used to facing, that he's faced a few times in the last year, and that is the New York Yankees, and that will be on Tuesday night. And we got something coming up. Again, tune into Foul Territory for the official announcement, but it's going to be a watch party, me and some ex-Yankees on a new platform, and I'll get you all the details as soon as I'm allowed to, but you guys are going to really enjoy it. We're going to do it before the game, but we're going to do the watch party, and then I'll be back to do the recap with one of them. Will Warren will make his debut. I know a lot of people are really excited about what they saw from Will Warren in spring training. I liked what I saw from him, but I want to see him do it against major league hitters in a game that counts before I get too excited. We're going to get the first start from Cookie Carlos Carrasco, who pitched in relief to get some work yesterday. And look, not much you can complain about with a sweep. Let's get another one. Let's get 2 in a row. Come on. All right, so MLB opening weekend. This has been fun. Let's go ahead and go around MLB. So the Red Sox lost 2 of their first 3. Game 4 is underway. Go ahead and get you the score here in just a second. But last I saw, the Red Sox were losing 3-2. Jacob deGrom on the mound. And we're going to just follow our rivals this year and try and keep up with what's going on. Right now, the Rangers are up 3-2 on the Red Sox in the 8th. The Guardians are up 6-0 on the Royals. Cards beat the Twins. White Sox and Angels are in a rain delay, but they're tied. Orioles lost to the Blue Jays, so they split a 4-game series. Rays beat the Rockies. They're 2-1 in George M. Steinbrenner Field in Tampa. Giants beat the Reds. Nationals beat the Phillies. So as far as undefeated teams go, Yankees, Dodgers, Cardinals, Padres, Dodgers 5-0, Padres 3-0, and then the Braves and Tigers both 0-3. 2 teams that I think are going to be really good. The Braves, in fact, were my pick for world champion. We got a couple more super chats here. Jackson Wilhelm says, Belly, Goldschmidt, Wells are all using the new bat. I thought that Goldschmidt was using the new bat. And obviously Jazz also using the new bat. So, good point. And then Bill Castle says, I just hope that our pitching holds up. It is worrisome that we've lost Garrett Cole for the season and that we've lost Luis Gil for the time that we have. But look, if the offense is scoring 12 runs a game, you could throw me out there and we'll be all right. But that's where we're at. It's been a fun start to the season. Obviously, a lot more fun when the Yankees are winning. Quick word from our sponsor today, Nutrafol. Then I'll be back. We've got, 4 voicemails, and we'll take some of your comments and reactions on today's game. About 10 minutes left in the show. Quick word from Nutrafol.
Your hair is so much more than what you see when you look in the mirror. With Nutrafol's science-backed whole-body approach, nourish growth from within and achieve your best hair yet.
Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. See thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol.
Physician formulated with 100% drug-free ingredients, Nutrafol supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting key root causes of thinning like stress, hormones, and aging through whole body health.
Start your hair growth journey with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code FOUL. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code FOUL. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code FOUL.
All right. Shout out to Scott and Eric. All right, so comment from Junior Karoma here. He says, the lineup is so much better from last year. Obviously missing a big bat, but so far they seem deeper and they seem, really motivated to put up runs. Yanks number 1 says Devers is still hitless. I told you, he's going to be disgruntled. Signing Bregman pissed him off and got under his skin a little bit. And he's DHing. He's not used to it. So it is what it is. Yankees legend says we are facing Burns, Gallen, and Kelly, 3 pretty damn good pitchers. And that's going to be a test of this offense. If this offense keeps raking against those guys, they might be for real. Jared Green says the balls are not juiced. Aaron is just stronger now. Everybody must be stronger because we're smashing it. Yankee Basher says, Derek looking slim. Black shirts make you look slimmer. Keep it up, my dude. It's not just the shirt. I lost 35 pounds this winter and more to come. We're still working on it. I want to lose about 10 more. A couple voicemails here.
Hey, Derek. Marissa from Long Island here. I know this channel is about the Yankees, but I just have to comment on Soto. He left a winning team, a team with a legacy, to go be the little brother to the Yankees. If you look at, the box score for the Mets game last night, he was the only one that produced. He got a double, an RBI, and everyone else, all Ks. Ks, all strikeouts. They left 4 runners on base, 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. I can't believe he left a winning team to go chase the money and be a one-man show.
Appreciate the call, Marissa. Marissa was the one who called in back in the fall and said he's not going to leave the Yankees because he just did this music video. And then, since he's left, I haven't hidden the fact that it's irritated me a little bit. Now, I said when it got to $600 million in the bidding, I said let him walk. I said let him walk because I didn't think he was worth more than that. But when he left, we saw the videos of him dancing and that song came on and he started saying no and they started talking about the Yankees and, he's calling himself the greatest hitter of all time when his ex-teammate Aaron Judge demolished him in every offensive category last year and is doing it again this year. I don't know. Something about the guy just rubs me the wrong way now. And I'm rooting for him to fail. And I'm rooting for the Mets to fail. I used to never even really pay attention to the Mets. People would ask me, what do you think of the Mets? And I'm like, I don't think of the Mets. This year, I'm actually just forcefully rooting against the Mets.
Hey, Derek. This is Joe from Connecticut. Just had a thought on the torpedo bat. I love it. And the reason I love it is because the Yankees finally are doing something to gain an advantage. It feels like the last 5, 6, 7 years, they've been falling behind the 8 ball while all these teams are doing all these things to get advantages and just getting more with the times. Now we invented a new bat. Now everybody else is behind us. I love it.
Yeah, I feel like the Yankees are innovating, right? That's what we want. We want them to, if you can't spend or you can't outspend everybody, let's do some of those innovative things that can give us an edge. And I like it. If it's legal, if it's within the rules, let's do it.
Hey, Derek, it's Matt from Jersey. Big win today. I wanted to say that I think the Yankees, what they got to do is they got to maintain the same lineup. Booney is switching the lineup, and I get it. It was a lefty starter, nasty Nestor. But you throw off players' routines when you keep changing the lineup. You want to,
All right, I appreciate the call. And we got a couple of calls like that, honestly, early in the game, but then the Yankees scored 12 runs. If it's working, keep doing it. They're matching up well. They're scoring runs. I personally like having somebody in the leadoff spot every day consistently, the same guy. But if it's working, I say keep rolling with it. Wells against righties, Goldschmidt against lefties.
Hey, it's Big Ted calling from Brooklyn, New York. Hey, Derek, what I took out of yesterday's game was when the most beautiful girl in the prom stands you up, like Soto did to us, what do next year? You come out with a vengeance. Judge, Wells, Volpe, Chisholm, the guys that played with him last year, they're playing hard. I love this team right now. I love everything about them. And even I have to give Boone credit. He's been managing better. Even last year he was better, and so far his decisions are working so far. All right, Derek, gotta go. Let's go, Yanks.
I don't know what it is, but something about that guy's voice. You should have your own podcast. You should be on the radio. I found your frequency quite comforting to listen to. But yeah, I think it's great that the team feels a little bit like a fire has been lit under them. Kind of reminds me of that 98 team after the 97 loss. They came out, obviously they lost the first few games, but they played that entire season with an intensity, right? So, if a chick stands you up, you get a hotter date, as the save situation says. But, we don't want to spend too much time thinking about Soto and the Mets. We want to just do our thing. We want to win. Whatever that motivation is, it's like Michael Jordan. Take it personally, baby. Whatever you got to do. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe on all your channels and things like that. Tune in to Foul Territory tomorrow. I'm sure we'll talk at length about this series and about the Yankee bats and about what Aaron Judge is doing. And ladies and gentlemen, your New York Yankees are 3-0.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Special shout out to the members. I'm going to switch this screen right here. So this upper right is supposed to be our members. So we're going to go ahead and let that play one more time. I'll take a few more comments here. Terrence P. says, 3-0 start, and the only thing I don't like about this season is that Pablo Reyes. Is that Pablo Reyes what? Or is that Pablo Reyes? Or is that Pablo Reyes plays at all? That's difficult for me to say. The save situation said he'd like to see Jazz go back to third. I think he looks fine at second. He's got some range. He's got a good arm. They're going to turn some double plays this year. Last year, Gleyber Torres was allergic to DPs. Anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Like I said, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're over 65,000 now. We're picking up growth more and more, faster and faster as we get bigger. So, keep it coming, man. Let's get to 100,000 this year. Let's keep rolling. Here after every single game, the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. You can follow us on social media at Pin Territory Pod on X, or you can follow me at Pinstripe Derek. On Instagram, it's Pinstripe_Territory. Raymond Vellon says, we need a third baseman. I think our third baseman's doing fine so far. We're doing all right. I like Cabrera over there. And I like Peraza over there if Cabrera gets the day off. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Hey, while I've got you here, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Pinstripe Territory is the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We are home to the #1 most watched MLB postgame show on YouTube since 2021. We're here after every Yankees game and for reactions to all the best news and rumors during the offseason. Be a part of the show by calling into the voicemail 718-899-1068. Try to keep it clean for me. And if you ever miss us on YouTube, be sure and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms. Go ahead and rate us 5 stars. It'll help other people find the show. Thanks for watching. See ya.